Welcome to the Choose module of the Healthy Relationship and Marriage Education Training. Elements of Choose can be found in all of the other dimensions covered in these training modules, because consciously making informed decisions determines the direction our relationships will go. Simply stated, the decisions we make every day significantly impact our lives and those around us. For more information about Choose, review Fact Sheet 1 listed on the website below, as well as the original chapter, Choose, Making Intentional Relationship Choices, authored by Brian Higginbotham, Anthony Santiago, and Alan Barton, and published in the National Extension Relationship and Marriage Education module. As we review what Choose looks like in relationships, several tools and fact sheets have been developed to help you teach these concepts with your clients. Some of these tools will be referenced later on. If you haven't already printed these materials, you can access them on the website using the links below. Note that page 1 of each tool provides instructions for you to follow as you use the tools with clients. Page 2 can be copied and shared with clients as you see fit. Pause the video to review the fact sheets and tools. When you are ready, press play to continue. Choose is not just about selecting a partner or making a choice to stay with somebody. It refers to the countless deliberate and conscious decisions that we make daily in our lives that help create and strengthen our relationships. It's about intentionality, commitment, and being purposeful. Choose highlights the importance of choosing to make one's relationship a priority at the beginning of a relationship and over the years as a couple. Commitment can be thought of as a decision. It requires being intentional and purposeful. Ultimately, it is a deliberate choice to give up other options or choices. Let's think about this example. Have you tried to launch a raft into a river? What was that experience like? I imagine that when you got into the raft, the river's natural currents started to move your raft. The river does not know or care that a person wants to stay close to the dock. Natural currents will flow downstream. In his book, Take Back Your Marriage, relationship researcher Bill Doherty says, "It does not matter how much couples care about each other, no matter how full of hope and promise and good intentions they may be. If they stay on the raft without a good deal of paddling, infrequent or sporadic paddling is not enough, they will end up somewhere downriver." In human relations, paddling is comparable to the work, attention, and energy that couples devote to their relationships. You may be wondering, how do couples' choices impact child safety and health? Well, parents serve as role models for children's relationships. Children whose parents engage in frequent conflict and have poor coping techniques may never have the chance to see what healthy relationships look like. If children are unable to envision a healthy relationship, they may have greater difficulty navigating relationships in the future. When parents are intentional in their actions, they can make decisions that ultimately benefit their children and model how to make good choices. So what does Choose look like, and how does it benefit relationships? Research on successful relationships points to specific choices and actions that can prevent couples from unintentionally floating downstream. These choices are the foundation of safe, stable, and satisfying unions, and each requires conscientious and intentional effort. Choices to prioritize and strengthen the relationship include making a sustained commitment to put effort into a relationship, deciding to make the relationship a priority, and envisioning a healthy relationship or seeing a future together. We will now review each of these aspects of choosing and how they relate to couple relationships. One key to sustaining commitment is to decide, not slide. Remember, commitment is a decision. It is a deliberate choice to give up one option for another. For singles, choose applies not only choosing who to be with, but also choosing to protect oneself and family. It is especially important for single parents to make smart and clear choices when beginning new relationships. For example, how soon should one invite new partners to meet children and other family members? Deciding to be in a healthy relationship rather than sliding into one haphazardly can make a huge difference in the life of a child. The second key to sustaining commitment is to put effort into the relationship. For those in longer-lasting relationships, choose involves deciding to stay in the relationship. It involves choosing to take action and making decisions that allow for the relationship to grow. Research indicates that commitment is related to high marital quality, higher trust, fewer relationship problems, and positive adjustment. Committing effort to the relationship can also be demonstrated through the act of forgiveness, which is a choice to excuse someone from blame for what was done. Research shows that this attempt to repair the relationship minimizes ongoing negative interactions and promotes successful relationships. Finally, finding ways to grow the relationship is also important. Some examples include scheduling regular dates, giving meaningful gifts, making plans for the future together, showing love and affection without being asked, dividing household tasks and chores, meeting each other's needs, and choosing to see the best in each other. Finding ways to grow the relationship may also include seeking out resources to improve the relationship. Strategies to strengthen the relationship include setting specific goals for the relationship, attending a marriage retreat or a relationship seminar, participating in marriage and relationship education, reading books or pamphlets about relationships, or seeking out counseling when needed. All of these are choices that strengthen commitment and promote healthy and stable relationships. To assist you in talking with clients about commitment decisions, take a moment to review Choose Tool Number 1. Choosing to make a commitment. This tool provides a list of factors for clients to consider before making a commitment. You can pause this video now to take a moment to review this tool. When you are ready to continue, press play to continue. Prioritizing the relationship is another way partners show intentional effort. One key to making the relationship a priority is for partners to make time for the relationship on a regular basis. Simply spending time together is a key predictor of relationship satisfaction. When individuals in a relationship believe that enough time is being spent together and feel valued and appreciated, disagreements can be better managed or even prevented. Another important way to put the relationship first is to avoid letting other interests come between partners. Often couples complain that it is hard to find ways to balance their own needs versus the needs of the relationship. The key is to find that balance. In every relationship, it is sometimes necessary for each individual to make sacrifices in order to make the relationship a priority. Sacrifice has been defined as foregoing one's own immediate self-interest to promote the well-being of the partner or relationship. The decision to make one's relationship a priority also involves avoiding harmful thoughts or behaviors. Harmful behaviors can put an individual at risk and can also harm that person's partner and family. For example, in light of the prevalence and painful consequences of infidelity, individuals should be careful about how close, physically and emotionally, they allow themselves to become with friends, co-workers, online contacts, and others. Last, intentionality involves envisioning a healthy relationship. One way to do this involves focusing on strengths. Everyone has both strengths and weaknesses. Even the most perfect of partners will have unique ways of doing things and quirks in their personalities. Individuals in committed relationships who choose to express positive sentiments, like acceptance or validation, toward their partners end up forming more positive images of their partners and treat them accordingly. In addition, part of being committed is making one another feel safe in the relationship, consistently making statements and doing things to assure that the relationship has a future helps both partners envision what that future might look like. To help introduce discussions about relationship goals, you can choose tool number 6, Envision a Healthy Future Together. Encourage your client to think about short and long-term relationship goals that can strengthen their relationship. You can locate this tool on the website below. Pause the video now, then press play when you are ready to continue. As we have seen, there are significant ways our choices impact relationship well-being, and these in turn impact the well-being of children and adolescents. Here are some recommendations to consider as you work with children and families. Talk about possible barriers or obstacles that can prevent them from establishing or maintaining healthy relationships. How can they make a conscious effort to overcome those obstacles? With couples in committed relationships, ask them to generate ideas for how to make the relationship a priority. Have them identify actions that can be done individually or together as a couple to prioritize the relationship. Ask how people show dedication and commitment to their partners. If they can't think of any specific examples, have them think about a couple they admire and describe how they show commitment to one another. Ask individuals and couples to talk about their dreams and goals, both for themselves and their relationships. Have them identify concrete steps they can take to reach those goals and make plans to start taking those steps. Hopefully, you have had time to review a couple of tools in this module. Take a moment now to review the other tools and fact sheets that accompany this module. As you do so, think about some individuals and couples with whom you work. How would you talk about these concepts with them? Specific to what was reviewed in this module, there are several tools and fact sheets you can use to discuss and teach the various skills that promote intentionality in your work to strengthen families. As you read through the tools in the Choose module, think about some of your current and past clients. Can you think of some individuals and couples with whom the tools would be useful? To view the tools, pause the video now and click the links on the website below. After you have reviewed the other tools, press play to continue. In summary, the concept of choosing to think, feel, and act in an intentional way has profound implications for the quality and well-being of coupled relationships. Couples can choose to deliberately think, feel, and act in ways that encourage long-lasting, healthy relationships, such as giving attention to the direction of the relationship, intentionally planning activities, and taking time for each other, showing love, care, and respect, and being conscientious of others' strengths and positive aspects of relationships. Couples who choose to find ways to strengthen their relationships often have happier, more satisfying relationships. Each partner can make intentional relationship choices by deciding, not sliding, committing effort to the relationship, focusing on each other's strengths, avoiding hurtful thoughts or behaviors, finding ways to grow your relationship, and envisioning a healthy future together. Congratulations, you have completed Module 3, Choose. Please proceed with Module 4, Know, which addresses getting to know your partner, both at the beginning of the relationship and over time. If you have any questions about this training or these modules, contact Dr. David Schramm from the University of Missouri or Dr. Ted Futris from the University of Georgia. Their contact information is provided on the right panel.